Hello and welcome to Pop Chat. My name is Annette Tarpley and I'm the host and the participant tonight. And I'm delighted to have back the Treasurable trio we have called ourselves. So we have Dr. Michael Anthony Ingram and we have Sylvia Beverly, also known as Lady Di. And so glad to have y'all back. Yay. So we're going to show some of our works tonight. It's not going to be like an interview. It'll be more of a sharing type thing. And then we also want to pay tribute and homage to Nikki Giovanni, who passed just a few days ago. She will be missed, but her legacy will, of course, live on. So did either one of you want to say anything about Nikki? Actually, we'll start with that because I think Lady Di has a Nikki story.
Yes, I do. I'm honored to say that I met Nikki on a couple occasions. And the first time I met her was at Western College, Community College in West Virginia. And my group at that time, Collective Voices, we were invited to be a part of a workshop, and part of the workshop was to attend the event at the college, the community college. And Nikki got there early, and she was so nice and friendly, and she said, you know, I'm early, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to open for you all. And so Nikki did her thing. She opened for us, so to speak, because she was early and she wanted to do her thing. And so after Nikki finished, half of the audience was gone, and including my partners. They left the scene, the other poets. So I performed for the people that were still left in the audience. And I couldn't wait to get off stage to go see if I could still catch up to Nikki. My group had taken pictures with her and all, and book signing and all that. It was in a different area than the auditorium. And so the photographer was also a poet, and he said, don't worry about it. I'll get a picture of you with Nikki before it's all over. And he did. And I was looking for that picture so I could share it, but I'm gonna have to share it at another time.
Okay.
So that was one of my Nikki Giovanni stories. She's such a kind, personable spirit.
That is wonderful. How about you, Michael? You have any Nikki-isms you want to talk about?
Well, I had an opportunity to meet her. It was relatively brief. I was a professor at Oregon State University, and she was on campus to work with the football players. Her career, her story is so multifaceted. And they invited her in to talk with the football players, about life, about being young men in this world. And it was a beautiful program. So I was able to shake her hand and smile at her, and she smiled at me, and that made me happy. So that's my Nikki Giovanni story.
Wow. The only Nikki Giovanni story I have is that I sent her an invitation to come on to Pop Chat. But I didn't hear back. And I've talked about her a couple of times in a couple of Pop Chats where I verbally have invited her and said I'd even take her out to dinner, to a nice dinner. So I'm sure she never saw them, but there's been a couple of times where I have extended that invitation, and it's surely a loss to the community, but that's the great thing about writers, isn't it? That we kind of live on, we leave our legacy, and she's left a marvelous legacy.
Yeah. Very much so. I agree 100%. Yeah.
Me also.
We have Christian. Hey, Christian, my friend Christian, and one of the admin for Pop. He is saying hello. He lives in Chile. So, hey, Christian, Good to see you, my friend. I missed you. And so Christian's here with us. So I think that one of the things that we were going to do before we shared any of our things was we were going to each recite a piece of Nikki's work. And Lady Di, you want to go first?
Okay. I'm going to read one of my favorite Nikki Giovanni poems, Ego Tripping. And I chose it because when I had a youth group at one time back in the 90s, and that was one of our poems that we would do together. Um, each of us took a stanza or so and memorized it. But I didn't memorize the whole poem at this point. I'm going to read it. And I may disappear. I'm not sure how this works, but you'll still be able to hear me. Ego tripping. I was born in the Congo. I walked to the Fertile Crescent and built a sphinx. I designed a pyramid so tough that a star that only glows every 100 years falls into the center, giving divine perfect light. I'm bad. I sat on the throne drinking nectar with Allah. I got hot and sent an ice age to Europe to cool my thirst. My oldest daughter is Nefertiti. The tears from my birth pains created the Nile. I'm a beautiful woman. I gazed on the forest and burned out the Sahara Desert with a packet of goat's meat and a change of clothes. I crossed it in 2 hours. I'm a gazelle, so swift you can't catch me. For a birthday present when he was 3, I gave my son Hannibal an elephant. He gave me Rome for Mother's Day. My strength flows ever on. My son Noah built New Ark, and I stood proudly at the helm. As we sailed on a soft summer day, I turned myself into myself and was Jesus. Men intone my loving name. All praises, all praises. I am the one who would save. I sowed diamonds in my backyard. My bowels delivered uranium. The filings from my fingernails are semi-precious jewels. On a trip north, I caught a cold and blew my nose, giving oil to the Arab world. I'm so hip, even my errors are correct. I sailed west to reach east and had to round off the earth as I went. The hair from my head thinned and gold was laid across 3 continents. I am so perfect, so divine, so ethereal, so surreal. I cannot be comprehended except by my permission. I mean, I can fly like a bird in the sky.
Love it. All right.
I muted myself because I didn't want to say anything, so I'm sure my mouth was moving and the words weren't happening. But such a beautiful work by Nikki. Thank you for sharing that. That was marvelous. I loved it.
Nikki
I loved
Giovanni.
it. Yeah, Nikki Giovanni.
I
Michael, would you
might
like
still
to
try
share one?
I would like to share one, but I'm experiencing some difficulties with my computer. So please, Annette, please share.
You want
and
me
I'll
to go
follow you,
ahead?
all right? Yes,
So,
please.
okay, that's fine. So, the one I selected of Nikki Giovanni's to recite is called Quilts. Like a fading piece of cloth, I am a failure. No longer do I cover tables filled with food and laughter. My seams are frayed, my hems falling, my strength no longer able to hold the hot and cold. I wish for those first days when, just woven, I could keep water from seeping through, repelled stains with the tightness of my weave, dazzled the sun with my reflection. I grow old through though pleased with memories. The tasks I no longer complete are balanced by the love of the tasks gone past. I offer no apology, only this plea. When I am frayed and strained and drizzled at the end, please, someone, cut a square and put me in a quilt that I might keep some child warm and some old person with no one else to talk to will hear my whispers and cuddle near. Ooh, that gave me chills, actually.
Me
That's a
too.
beautiful piece. It gave me chills. So, and I don't do that very often when I read poetry. So thank you, Nikki Giovanni, for
Yes,
making such wonderful work.
so much.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All right, I was able to find my piece
Oh, great.
right on time. Here we go. The title of the piece is Kidnapped. It's the Kidnap form by Nikki Giovanni. Ever been kidnapped by a poet? If I were a poet, I'd kidnap you. Put you in my phrases and meter, you to Jones Beach, or maybe Coney Island, or maybe just my house. Lyric you in lilacs, dash you in the rain, blend into the beach to compliment my sea. Play the lyre for you, or the lyre for you. Hold you with my love song, anything to win you. Wrap you in the red, black, green show you off to mama. Yeah, if I were a poet, I'd kidnap you. That's right.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Snap,
That was
snap,
cool.
snap.
You are a
Very
poet.
good. Very good. You know, I want
It's
to,
true. It's true.
it was beautiful. I
Yeah.
want to just recite in honor of Nikki, and this is for Nikki. I recently I wrote this poem that my children, if you're listening, children, if they don't listen, need to read when I die at my funeral. But I recently had someone pass, and when I had to pronounce them dead, I read this. I recited this poem, but I want to do this in honor of Nikki, and it's called "On Angel Wings." It's a very short one. When my life on this earth is over, when my last breath is done, I will fly away on angel wings, my sight set on the rising sun. Over the mountains I will fly, passing an eagle along the way. There will be no more pain and sorrow on this, the first of my eternal days. High above the vastest ocean, beyond the deepest blue sea, light and free spirited my soul, elated at last, reveling in ecstasy. No more tears shall I then shed. No more sad rivers will I cry. If a drop does befall my face, a tear of happiness will leave my eye. Remember me as one who is loved to the deepest core of my heart, an everlasting memory retained the moment we last did depart. This life was but a short journey. Sometimes lonely I did roam, but now that I have my angel wings, I'm flying off to home. So, Nikki, fly off to home.
That was
So,
beautiful, Annette.
Beautiful. And
Yes, it
thank
really
you.
was. It's an exquisite poem. Thank you for
it
sharing.
was. I
In
love it.
honor of Nikki. The great thing about Nikki is that she was so well known, and that she will live on forever. So, and her works will be cherished for generations to come, I'm sure. So, thank you for Nikki for paving the way for so many of us other poets, and we pay homage to you and your life and your legacy.
Yes.
So, yes. So we had a little project, which I think someone, bah humbug, on the panel, it wasn't me, said something about, did you say you didn't like to write poems? Is that what you said, Michael?
That's exactly what I said.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
he
I
did.
find it
That's enough. He
exceedingly
said.
difficult to come up with something, especially on
But
the spur of the moment.
did you come up with something? I know, but I'm so excited to hear
Yes,
it.
I did.
You have no idea.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
So since you're the bah
Just for the two
humbugger,
of you.
I thought so. You know,
So,
so a lot of times on the pop chats, I will ask the guests to come up with a title, and Michael came up with the title, and we all had to write on the same title. So, but I'm excited, and I'm very much assured that I'm going to be very much in love with whatever you wrote, because you always write well. So you started off with your piece, and I'll give you the
all right.
stage.
Bill, the thing that we chose as a group It's what Christmas means to me. What Christmas means to me. So this piece is titled God's Grace in December. Morning light filtered through December frost. The world transforms, but faith is never lost. Though tinsel sparkles differently than before, God's grace still enters through each open door. Not the same magic of childhood days. There's something deeper in this silver winter. The tree still stands, ornaments still gleam, as his eternal promise. The world as we know it will shine anew. His love will always bring hope, possibility, and remain forever true. Christmas, what it means to me. Thank you.
Beautiful.
That was beautiful, which I knew you would do a stellar job. So that was wonderful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're so good at that. We should do that more often, Michael.
Well, honestly, it made me feel really good to be able to compose a piece so quickly.
Yes.
To put
See?
away all the other stuff, all the baggage, all those things
Yes.
that you deal with on a daily basis, the vicissitudes of life, the daily vicissitudes, and just sit and focus and write a poem.
Yes.
Guess who completed hers 30 minutes before we went on?
All right. So I'm glad I'm here. Thank you. All right.
I am too. That was really nice.
You did great. You did great. And don't you feel like you accomplished something, though? Don't you kind of feel good? You took that prompt and you just kind of went with it and you did it. I think it's great.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you so much for the invitation to.
Yes.
You did a marvelous job. And Lady Di, it is your turn. I want to hear yours.
The name of my poem is Give Love on Christmas. Christmas time is here, a time to be with people you love, a favorite time of year. A pretty decor, many themes, tiny tots with their eyes agleam. Boys and girls wait with eyes aglow to see if and when their gifts will show. Gorgeous wreaths with red velvet bows decorate neighborhood all over their doors. Pine and fir trees decorated with colorful ornaments, bows, and lights, standing fragrantly tall with brightly lit stars twinkling above in glorious light. Follow and form sweet gleeful traditions, baking cookies together, decorating them with sprinkles, nuts, and gumdrops. Christmas time is here, time to toast with holly spiced eggnog, sing carols and cheer. Give spectacular gifts, one for you and two for me. Give love on Christmas Day, and every day be loving.
Beautiful. And you had some great imagery in there,
Yes.
too. Loved it.
That was beautiful.
Loved
Beautiful. It
Thank
reminded me of Charlie Brown's Christmas. That
Okay.
television special. Everybody was so happy at Christmas time. That's what I saw as I was listening. So
Good, thank
Yeah.
you. It's a
It
fun
was
time.
beautiful.
Everybody's
Thank you.
smiling and happy. Everything's
Christmas
pretty.
Day. I appreciate it.
It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Both of y'all did such a great job.
Thank you, Annette. I'm waiting to hear you now.
Okay. Christmas time, what it means to me. Can you smell the scent in the air? The billowing smoke from a fireplace, the woodsy scent of a fresh cut pine. Close your eyes and join me on a journey as we delve into the meaning of Christmas. Can you picture old Saint Nick dressed in a bright red, cheeks flushed from the cold winds of the north? Imagine him as he takes to the air with his team of reindeer, anxious to leave presents for the boys and girls anticipating his arrival. Some may leave hot chocolate, perhaps eggnog or milk, along with a decorative plate of cookies, carefully frosted and sprinkled with red and green sugar. As you drive down the street, to your delighted surprise are houses alit with lights, lawns covered with freshly fallen snow and animated decorations. Inside, above the hearth of the fireplace, is a decorative wreath. Its greenery is adorned with bright red colored decorative bulbs and holly that is vibrant with red berries. Mistletoe is strategically placed so that a stolen kiss can be given. The Christmas tree skirt is no longer visible, for an abundance of wrapped presents is now hides its presence. Yet, as the excitement builds, as I sit alone now on this Christmas day, I welcome the memories of the Christmases that have long passed. For it was the gathering of the family that made Christmas memorable and special. A time of togetherness, a time to be thankful, a time to reflect. For what Christmas means to me is the gift of time, the gift of family, and the knowledge that it was a gift of a child born in a manger that gives meaning to Christmas and is indeed the all-encompassing meaning of the season. Let us celebrate the gift of the Christ child.
Beautiful.
Annette, that was great.
You put it all in there.
She really
Well, I did, I did it like 20 minutes, like
That's
boom.
That was
And
That's
the
good.
sad thing is that sometimes I do what I call comatose poetry, which I'm falling asleep right like while I'm writing it. And I was dozing off while I was writing it. And I thought, oh my gosh, what if I can't get it done in time?
Would you be willing to read that last stanza again in terms of what the final what Christmas means to me? All the way to the end.
Yeah, I'll read. Okay, so a time of togetherness, a time to be thankful, a time to reflect. For what Christmas means to me is the gift of time, the gift of family, and the knowledge that it was a gift of a child born in a manger that gives meaning to Christmas and is indeed the all-encompassing meaning of the season. Let us celebrate the gift of the Christ child.
Wonderful. Beautiful.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's extremely touching. Thank you so much.
Yes, it is.
Well, thank you. I think we all did pretty good. We all did pretty good, right?
I left mistletoe out of mine. I'm glad you put it in yours.
That's okay. Go ahead and snap
I thought of
for
mistletoe,
yourselves.
Okay.
You got to snap. Oh, Michael,
All right.
oh, there you go. All right, that's good. We're good. So, yeah, have you all written very many Christmas type poetry before? I mean,
I have a
little
couple
bit.
of them. I have another one I was going to share.
Yeah.
That was my only one. I've never written a Christmas poem.
See what we prompted you to do? We prompted you to write your very first Christmas poem.
And I plan to include it in my next collection. So,
wonderful.
Yes.
That's what
You
they're
can do the
do.
Christmas collection. It will be the first. It'll be the, yeah. It'll be the. I want to call it like the maiden poem for your journey. So this is funny because Christian's the only one that's commenting. He's made several comments. And so we're going to go back to Christian. So he said, hey, I think that's after we said hi to him. He said, wow, to somebody. That was awesome. I think that's when he always calls me his Anita, my Anita. And then that was great. And so good to hear your recitation, Michael.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Yay. Look at Christian. He's really busy. I want to be like you when I grow up. Who are you talking about, Christian? You're talking about Michael? We want to know who you want to be like. So, you're still there, Christian. Tell us who it is. I'm thinking it might be Michael that he wants to be like, but I don't know. So thank you, Christian, for all your comments, always. So, what are you all doing for the holidays, by the way? Anything?
I'm gonna
I don't know
have
what I'm
fun.
doing.
I'm gonna.
She's gonna
I'm
have
gonna.
fun.
I'm gonna bake a cake for my family.
Wow.
Nice, nice. You do a
Yeah.
lot of cooking, and I have your cookbook. That's what I'm gonna do for Christmas. I'm gonna open my Lady Di cookbook, and I'm going to cook one of your recipes for Christmas.
Okay.
That's what I'll do.
I'm gonna
And
make.
then I'm going to take a picture of it and send it to you.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like
Sounds
that.
great.
I think I'll pay homage to Lady Di on Christmas. I'll just make me a Lady Di recipe. Do you have one in particular in there that you would suggest that I make?
Mmm. You can make the homemade eggnog.
Oh, I don't think
You
I've
can,
ever had homemade eggnog ever.
yes, it's simple too. It's easy. It's real easy. Let's
Wow.
see. You could make something heavy, something good. I don't know
Do
if you
you
want to.
have a recipe in there? Because, I always talk to you about this because I'm not a peanut butter person, but I've been craving peanut butter
I
cookies for
know,
some
and
reason.
I've been neglecting.
No, but do you have a peanut
It's
butter
not
cookie
in there.
recipe?
It's in the next book, Appetizer to My Heart, that I'm working on now. I'm working on another cookbook with love poems, and it was supposed to come out before that cookbook, but I wrote that one, the one Cooking Up South. I wrote that for the Capital Book Festival, Kwame Alexander, and he's the publisher of the book that you have, Annette.
Okay, very good.
Kwame publisher. So I'm going to, but the peanut butter cookies will be in Appetizer to My Heart. That could come out maybe end of this year, maybe this time next year, not the end of this year. I take that back. End of next
Michael,
year.
can you cook? Can you cook, Michael?
No.
No,
Why not?
That's
or
okay.
not
No.
not
But I'm
well.
headed home, I believe. Well, not that well. I'm headed home to North Carolina. I believe either North Carolina or Cincinnati, Ohio. One of the two. I'm still trying to decide. So
Nice.
Christmas time.
So
Hard to believe.
you'll be spending time with family. That'd be nice.
Yes, very much so.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. I don't know you know what? I am doing something for Christmas. So if anybody's ever seen my pop chats before, I have a new background. This is my new home, which is an apartment in Forest, Virginia. And I have moved from my home that I've lived in for 30 years, that was large, to this. And my daughter is living now, has moved into my house. And so she's invited us for Christmas, or Christmas Eve. So I'll be going back to my old house, which when she calls it your house, she still refers it as my house. She'll say your house, and I'll say you need to refer to it as your house because it's your house now. So I'm anxious to see what she's done with her house. So
That'd be
it'll be
lovely.
fun. Yeah, it'll be fun.
It does
I
sound
know
really
she's
nice.
painted the front door, which I've hated from the beginning. The front door was bright red, and she painted it already. She painted it blue. So, speaking of cooks, so Christian, who is commenting, says I will cook too. So Christian actually is like a gourmet cook and a wonderful baker. So he actually makes great things. So yeah, yummy things. He's always sending me pictures and making me hungry. So is there any tradition that either one of you can think of? Maybe Michael, you can go first, as far as a Christmas tradition that is you hold near and dear to your heart.
Kind of a tradition. Well, maybe so. Do you both remember those aluminum Christmas trees?
Yes.
Did anyone
Yes.
ever have one of those growing up?
We didn't have one, but I remember
Well,
them.
You remember them? What about you, Annette? Did you have an aluminum tree or a real tree?
We had real trees and then we had fake trees. And then Do y'all remember the Reader's Digest trees where they used to take and take and fold the pages of like a magazine and make a tree out of it? Do you remember that?
No, I
I
didn't
don't
know
remember
about
that
that.
one.
Okay. So you had an aluminum tree?
Well, they had aluminum trees, and they
It
would
was
have this
made
little
of
wheel
aluminum
that
or
they
something
would,
like that.
and they would shine the light. The little wheel would turn different colors and shine the light on the aluminum.
Oh.
The tree would be all different colors. But we always
I
loved the
think
smell of the
our
pine,
tradition
so
was
my
to,
dad would get our tree.
well, we never had that.
Oh,
That
you
was
didn't have
not our
that?
party. It was an aluminum tree. And I remember a lot of times the aluminum tree was in a box. The aluminum tree was in a box and like in a closet. And whenever we would open it for Christmas, all the branches were aluminum. They were scrunched up, but it was just the fact that we were working together to create a tree.
Yes.
Oh, that's neat. That's a lovely. How many children, how many kids were there in your family, Michael? How many children, how many
I'm the
brothers and
oldest of four.
sisters? That's neat. How about you, Lady Di?
Two sisters and a
Lady
younger
Di,
brother.
isn't your
He's the
family?
youngest.
You were the
I didn't hear.
youngest? Were you the
Michael, you're the
youngest?
youngest?
No, I was the oldest.
Oh,
I am the oldest. Two
okay.
sisters in the middle and a baby brother.
Okay. And Lady Di, you have a large family, don't you?
Yes, I do. 9 children in my family, and my mom and dad. And
Wow.
we had beautiful Christmases. Yes, so many different things, so many different traditions. That's kind of why I said it doesn't feel like Christmas, because a lot of the things that we used to do that I love so much, we don't do. But I still
Yeah.
have some things that I look forward to, like spending time with my youngest sister and my youngest niece, and spending time at their home. And my niece and I, we're going to decorate a Christmas tree, a real tree. I think it's a real tree. Yeah, I think. But we're
Good.
going to decorate it. And I like to make bows. I've always made bows for all the gifts. And then I started making bows for the ornaments. And I showed them how to put the bows on over top of each ornament would have a bow. So I would make
Oh,
a lot of bows. And even the treetop angel or star would have a bow under it. So it was gorgeous trees.
nice.
And one of my sisters, next to the youngest one, she still uses some of the bows. She said, I've made them for her tree, and I used to decorate her tree, or her used to help her decorate it. And I'd be making the bows, and they'd be putting the ornaments on, and I hand them the bows to put over top of an ornament. So we're still going to do some of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Family togetherness. It's 9 children, and I'm the number 2, and now I'm number 1. I'm the matriarch,
Right.
and I love being the matriarch because they say that mommy prepared me to be the matriarch because I helped mommy raise them. So they treat
So
me
we
like
have
that.
another comment from Sister Joy Alfred.
Oh boy, yeah,
Um,
she's part of my collective voices. She's on collective voices with Bernardo and Billy, Sister Joy, and I. Sister
I
Joy
think
and
I know exactly who she is, Joy, because I've been wanting to have you on this pop chat for a while. So if you're interested, contact me later. I'm pretty sure she's one of them that I've contacted before. So welcome, Joy. And
Merry Christmas. She likes Sister Joy.
Merry
Sister
Christmas.
Joy. She's the former. She's a poet laureate emeritus for the Prince George's County.
yeah,
Poet laureate.
yeah,
Yeah. In addition to
yeah.
being member of Collective Voices, founding member
And I
of
think
Collective.
she's a friend of Brian's also. So yeah, so I know of her, but love to know Joy personally. So welcome, Joy, and thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
I'm glad that
Um,
she's on. Merry Christmas to you, honey, and thank you for joining us today. I probably have invited
Christmas.
Indeed.
over 100 people, and
Wow.
seems like
Here we have another one, Ara. Hi, y'all. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Aura.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yes.
So, well, let's recite some more poetry. That's kind of why we're here, to celebrate it all. And does anyone want to go next and share a piece?
I have another short holiday poem. Happy holidays. I'm right around the corner. I'm somewhere near. I feel grand jubilance in atmosphere. Malls, beautifully decorated, colorful bright lights. Star-topped trees fill our hearts with delight. Santa's elves and reindeers are on standby. Santa is checking his list twice to see if folks have been nice. Keep being nice, writing sweet poetry. Santa and his elves will leave a gift under the tree for thee. Happy holidays.
That's beautiful. Loved it.
Really beautiful.
Beautiful,
Your work
beautiful.
is remarkable, Lady Di. I always enjoy hearing you read your work.
Thank
Always.
you so much. Both
And
of
Michael,
you.
I don't know what you want to share next, but I know that Lady Di, when we spoke briefly last night, had mentioned wanting you to do a piece.
Well, I can't find that one at the moment. My computer is still kind of wobbly. So
Okay.
I'll find it sometime between now and the end. But I'd like to share a piece titled He Who Dreams. And this poem will be in my forthcoming book, poetry collection, Metaphorically Spring. I too dreamed a world where the earth sparkled like dews grass, basking in an endless sunrise. Every corner thrummed with laughter, a symphony of joy untainted by strife. I gripped my life, a tapestry of wisdom, woven with threads of ancestral lore. Each experience, a priceless jewel, gleaming with lessons learned and paths untold. For my children, I dreamed of wings of pride flying above self-doubt. In their veins, the blood of kings and queens flowing strong, untainted by shame's fire. I dreamt for us, minds ablaze with ancient light, treasures inherited from lands across the sea. Wisdom whispered through generations, blooming anew, despite the thorns we see. And for you, a spirit fierce and bold, unbowed by trials, unbroken by scars, though the darkness may loom, your flame burns bright, a beacon of hope that pierces the stars. I dreamt of tomorrow, a tomorrow bathed in golden rays, a path of fire carved through the night's despair, a future etched in the Creator's gaze, a world reborn, cleansed and crystal clear. So let us rise, hearts brimming with dreams, and paint reality with vibrant hues. For in the tapestry of life, the only limit is what we choose. Thank you.
Only limit.
Bravo. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. So I'm going to go back to the comments because we have a couple more comments and somebody has identified herself. So hold on just a second. Joy says she's glad to be here. Again, we're glad to have you. And so Aura is really D, Lady Di.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, that's one of my
There you
friends.
go.
I think she's in North Carolina. She's one of my really dear
There you
friends.
go. There you go. And then Joy is giving you snaps, Michael. So there you go.
That's
Very
sweet.
good. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I have one that I wrote not too long ago. I used to write daily, and I haven't had the time to do it with the move and everything lately. So I've been kind of putting things off. But it was a piece called Shoulders. I'm trying to remember. This might have been. This was a result of a pop chat I had, and that's what it was. The guest gave me that was the title prompt, Shoulders. So this is it, Shoulders. Shoulders. How many times have I shrugged them in this life that I had led thus far? Shrugged them in frustration over situations of which I had no control. Shrugged them in disbelief with an added shake of the head as they spoke in congruent silence. Shrugged them in wonderment, the occasions of which are too numerous for recollection. Shoulders, set in alignment with a perfect posture, can exude self-confidence with an air of worth, hiding the insecurities that are so easy to detect when they are slouched. People who once doubted your capabilities can easily be swayed to reform in your hasty judgments. Shoulders, instruments, calibrated to withstand the burden of a weight. That burden can take physical form, requiring the shoulders to have strength and tenacity. Yet, in a metaphorical realm, shoulders can carry an unsubstantiated weight. The weight of one's world can rest upon it. Shoulders, they can also be a haven, a place for the distraught to rest their head for comfort, a place where countless tears can be shed, each tear counted as a precious commodity. If you have need, if you have want, come and rest your head upon my unjudgmental haven. My shoulders will be here for you. Come, unload your weight. Let me carry your burden.
Boy, that is so sweet. That is adorable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Look at this. You have another Christian says, wonderful, Michael. Congratulations. And Dee says, not only are you great at poetry's wonderful crafter, you're a fabulous baker. Yes, indeed, she is. I'm hoping one of these days I'm going to be able to taste it. I'm going to give her $100 if she sends me a
Ooh, let me
shipment.
make that tonight.
Yeah, a shipment. If she sends me a shipment of her, of your peanut butter cookies, I'll send you $100. You heard it here tonight on Pop Chat. There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
send you the whole that I'm not even gonna eat one. And I owe Sister Joy peanut butter cookies all the time. Those are her favorites and mine. Those are both of our favorites.
When you do your peanut butter cookies, do you do that put the little thing on it from the the impression like from the
Yeah,
what
you
is
put
it?
the impression because that's part of the peanut butter cookie. It's just the prongs of the fork.
And then it's a peanut butter cookie, don't you?
That's
Because it
right.
has that little impression
All
on
right.
it.
Tell her peanut butter cookies. I'm gonna make
Michael,
those.
what's your favorite cookie?
Oh, let's see.
Oatmeal raisin.
Sugar cookies.
Oh, sugar.
And oatmeal raisin. It's sugar cookies.
I make both of those.
Yes.
I have a good sugar cookie recipe. It was my mother's.
Gingerbread with the.
This is a little FYI. This is a little FYI for people who might not know this, but do you know how to make cookies that have become hard, soft again?
Maybe just.
You put them like in a Tupperware container, something that seals, and you put a piece of bread in there. And it takes all the moisture from the bread, and the cookies are soft again, and the bread becomes hard. It's a little magic trick that my mom taught me many years ago, and it works wonderfully. So, yeah. So, what a welcoming poem, inviting peace and release. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then, we got Nutella cookies are good too. What's Nutella?
Peanut butter, and
Oh, was that the fake peanut butter stuff? Is that the fake peanut butter stuff?
almond, peanut butter and hazelnut. Yeah.
Oh,
So you use that Nutella instead of just the peanut butter.
the peanut butter. See
And
how
it's
she said
peanut
butter?
butter, butter,
Butter. I love that. No, I like butter. I like
butter.
butter. That is good. Okay. So actually, Christian apparently didn't know about the little bread and cookie thing, but it really works. And
He
yeah,
said,
you'll have
"I'll
to
try
try it.
that." Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
I like the crispy cookies though. I like them crispy. I like them a little crispy.
thinking back on your lifetime, and we've all lived, all of us, a little bit over a few decades, but
Phew.
if you can think about
Yeah.
what you would say was the greatest Christmas gift you ever got, what would it be?
Mm.
Lady Di, can you think of what you would consider?
Greatest Christmas gift, probably diamonds. Diamonds
Our
and
girl's best
diamonds and,
friend.
diamonds and gold. I get real thrilled about it.
She likes her jewels. That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
I'm
That's
just
the
gonna be.
diva in you.
I've had so many wonderful Christmas gifts, but that's one that I cherish. Um, every time I would open a box that was diamonds and gold.
Wow.
Yes.
That reminds me, I just came across some diamonds I need to hawk.
Ooh.
Um, they're little tiny diamond earrings
I
that
was gonna say, make sure you want to do that though, because I've done that with gold when I felt like I needed to, didn't get enough money for it, and now wishing that I still had my gold. I said, did I really need that money just to spend
well,
on?
these were for my ex, and I really don't have any attachment. I could probably
Okay.
sell them for $10. It would be just perfect. They were ones I only wore once because they were posts, and when you pulled them out, they were like had screws on it, so it took part of the meat out of your ear. So I never wore them because they were painful.
Okay.
So, but Michael, what can you think of as
Yes.
a great gift that you got?
Well, I was thinking, I think for me, the greatest gift, Christmas gift that I've ever received was being born into the family that I'm in. And now that I'm much older and much, much wiser, I hope, I don't think
Yeah.
I'd change a thing. So for me, that's the greatest Christmas gift, to have been born in the family that I'm in.
That's wonderful.
That is wonderful. That's great. Love that.
Well, I had never thought about it before until just now. So thank you for that question because it helped center me again. So
Huh?
I really appreciate it.
I was trying to think about what mine was, because I wasn't going to answer that, but I think that mine is the last Christmas I had spent with my father. He
Mm.
died. He died when I was 17, in a plane crash. Suddenly, he was only 37, but I remember the last Christmas because he had a transportation business, and he started it right before he died again. For a while, he had to sell the initial one because my parents divorced, and then he couldn't go back in the industry. You know how they have the no compete clause or whatever. And so he had to wait before he could come back into it. But he made quite a bit of money when he first came into it. And that first year when he got back into business, and I think he made like $500,000, and that was a lot in the 70s, and
A lot.
so I can remember for Christmas that he gave, like, I got like these satin sheets, and then I got like a rabbit's fur coat, and I felt so luxurious. So that was just a really special Christmas because I satin sheets and a rabbit's fur, and everything is soft. I just remember it was so lovely. So somebody asked if this was being recorded. Oh, let's see. Joy says that she likes them soft. Yep, you'll have to, and have done that. Oh, so she's done that before. And then Andre Taylor, good evening. And he
That's
asked if this
Bernardo.
was being.
He's part of
Hello,
Collective
Bernardo.
Voices, Joy and I.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So yes, it is being
Nice.
recorded, and immediately after this is done, then it'll post onto YouTube. So immediately after it is done, it gets posted onto YouTube as the recording. So indeed, and then they're talking back and forth. Him and Joy Bernardo and Joy are talking back and forth. So welcome to
Okay.
you all, and thanks for
Say
joining
hi.
us.
Hi,
Lady
Bernardo.
Di, Lady
Yes.
Di, how many years have you been together now as Collective Voices?
Collective
26?
Voices. We go back to about early 90s.
Well, I remember when you celebrated your 25th anniversary last
Okay.
year, I believe.
Okay,
So,
so that's about
Annette,
it.
I would recommend that you invite, I'm putting Lady Di and Sister Joy and Bernardo on the spot. Invite them to be on your Pop Chat show. Incredible group of poets.
Oh,
They are all
we would love it.
they're all invited.
What y'all say?
Yes.
Collective
Yeah.
Voices. Put in the
So,
chat
why
how
don't
y'all
you
feel
talk
about
to
that.
me about? Why don't you tell everyone about that? Explain a little bit about Collective Voices.
Well, Collective Voices is social conscious, spiritual, and loving. And one of our main events for 20 years was the Poetry Extravaganza celebrating the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King. And we did that for 20 years at the Martin Luther King Library. And I vision us going back because we haven't been in the new library, because that was in the earlier days. We also, right now, we are writing a new book. Our new book, The Color of New. That's The Color of New is Collective Voices book that we're putting together. And one of them might have to put in the chat for me. We brought back a former member, Billy O'Cara. So it's now 4 of us because it's Sister Joy, Bernardo, Billy, and Lady Di. And so Billy, we're going to do another book because we didn't want to leave Billy out, but we had already kind of put the Color of New together before Billy came back. So now we're doing another book as of our retreat that we had month before last. Yeah, October. We had a weekend retreat and we decided that we were going to do another book. I think it's on time, but one of you help me out. I'm having a senior moment. I can't think of the name of our second anthology, so to speak, for Collective Voices. Collective Voices traveled when it was all females. We traveled in the 90s, late 90s, to London, England, and performed at the Brixton London Theatre, Lewisham Theatre. And I was so excited because there was a soul photograph, framed picture in the lobby vestibule of none other than Maya Angelou. And
Nice.
me reading all of her anthology, all of her autobiographies and all.
Yeah.
She mentions the Lewisham Theatre. So I actually performed on the same stage that my hero, Dr. Maya Angelou, performed on.
That's marvelous.
That's a great memory. And in London, England, Sister Joy and I, we were roommates, and we had so much fun. And so I'm gonna let her tell you when we come on your show again, tell you some things about me in London.
Wonderful.
And that's all
We
I'm
have
gonna say.
joining us, we have Thomas MacArthur, who is my friend that is from Scotland. And he is a poet, and he also is a lyricist and has written hundreds of songs. And he's the one that got me into songwriting. After I had him on Pop Chat, I wrote my first song, and I just sent my 8th one off to be made. So we'll see what the last one comes. I don't know how the last one's going to be. It's about my Ballad of the Ned thing, but. So, and then we have the photo of Maya was life size. Wow. Oh, that's cool. And then Thomas, yeah, from Scotland. So, hey, Thomas, good to see you, buddy. So why don't we share another poem, um, each of us? And Michael, why don't you start off first because you look like
All
you've
right.
just got one prepared. I can see it in your eyes.
Well, actually, no. I'm having difficulty with my computer, so I'll pull it up on my cell phone if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine.
And I think I will share the poem that Lady Di talked about. Roll me another biscuit.
All right.
Hold on 1 second here. Go over here. As I shared recently, I wrote this poem for my dad. And he's 85 now. He's blind, needs assistance 24 hours a day. But I remember when he was a young man, how strong he was, how proud he was, and still is. But I remember different seasons in his life. So this is a childhood memory of my dad, my mom, and my family. The title is Throw Me Another Biscuit Around the Corner, if you please. I can remember Sunday mornings when the whole family would get up to eat. We'd all hustle to the kitchen table in search of our favorite seat. We'd wait patiently until the food was on the table and silently thank God for making all things able. Go ahead and eat, our mama would say, but always remember to give thanks to the Lord for each and every day. In the kitchen, you could hear the plates clicking, plates, spoons, and knives as we scrambled for the grits, eggs, and bacon that we knew would help keep our young bodies alive. Sometimes that noise in the kitchen was so great, it made you think that a freight train was. Yet no matter how loud we got on those Sunday mornings, there was one sound that came through indisputably clear. It was the booming voice of our daddy who had taken his place to the den. He knew that he could not eat in peace in the kitchen because again it sounded like a freight train that roared in. Throw me another biscuit around the corner, if you please. And just like the great Satchel Paige, we'd fight to be the one to throw one his way. You see, our daddy was a big old early black man who had to never wait for a biscuit to go sailing through the air. He would catch it in the palm of his hand with his usual style and flair. You see, our daddy, as a younger man, had aspirations of becoming a great baseball star. He played shortstop and left field for the Rockingham Giants and the High Point Braves, so athletic abilities were known both near and far. Yet like many black men whose lives take a sudden turn, a career in baseball became one that he forever yearned. So when he holler, throw me another biscuit around the corner, if you please. One of us would shift sideways, step and throw, and all hope to the dear Lord that the biscuit didn't overshoot him and land on the floor. Daddy, come in the kitchen and get a biscuit, our mama would say. No, he'd reply, I can catch it like I did back in the day. Daddy, we'd say, your hands, they don't look like you can catch a biscuit no more. Yeah, I know. He'd whisper, but I can still catch a biscuit just like the pro. Although we knew that our daddy's jet black leathery hands had been numbed and stiffened by years of hard work, toil, and sweat, we also knew that his strong and powerful black hands had not given up yet. So throw me another biscuit in the corner. Because I'm going to sit here and eat the food that God has allowed me to receive. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Michael.
Love that one. Love it. Love it. Love it. You could do that a million times and we'd still, so Thomas says that there's a lot of, the light isn't good, that there's a lot of bad echoing, or I'm hearing some echoing too. So I have a new internet here. It's supposed to be fiber optic. I also have a new camera and stuff that I'm using. So I don't know if part of it is on my end, but I will look at things later and try to adjust accordingly, and see if I can figure out what the issue is. So if you're hearing a lot of feedback or a lot of stuff, I apologize. That was marvelous. It's always such a great, wonderful story that you tell is wonderful.
Thank you.
You know, when I think of Christmas time, I love doing random acts of kindness. And so I would encourage everyone during the season of giving to do some type of random act of kindness. It can actually be a smile, because smiles are a free gift, right?
Yes.
But just if somebody's having a bad day, you can give them a smile and just give them that empathetic type of thing. So it doesn't have to be a monetary thing. But I'm going to recite one of mine that I wrote when I went to go see a patient. I was doing psychiatry at the time in a nursing home, and she was on a ventilator. And she would love for me to read my poetry, and her eyes would light up and she would smile. And the last time I saw her, she mouthed the words, "Will you remember me?" So it's one of my YouTube videos. It's actually one of my most viewed one on YouTube. And it's one I recited. Alan Johnson did most of mine, which were much better than mine. But it's a fictionalized thing. So, but I did it off of her saying, "Will you remember me?" And what I told her when she said that was, yes, I will always remember you, because sometimes we meet someone once in our life and we remember them a lifetime. They make an impression upon us. So there's people that come into our lives for whatever reason that really make an impact. And I just pray that I've made a positive impact on many lives and continue to do so. So will you remember me? Once I was vibrant and full of life. A bold and strong woman was I. Youth and energy enveloped my spirit, invincible and spry. No constraints to what I could do, only limited by my mind. Of a tough stock I was made, yet I was gentle and I was kind. Will you remember me when I'm gone? Will you remember my smile? Will you remember the dance of my eyes, knowing me was worthwhile? I'm older now. My hair is gray and it's lost its luster and sheen. I'm still young at heart. I'm really not as old as I seem. My mind is clear as I think what impact I have made. Wrong choices I once chose. Tears line the path I paved. Will you remember me when I'm gone? Will you remember my smile? Will you remember the dance of my eyes, knowing me was worthwhile? I miss you, my friend. Now you are gone. Your spirit is at rest. I miss your laugh. I miss your voice. Your smile was always best. An impression you made within my soul, kindred spirits from the start. I felt your angelic spirit ascend when from this earth you did depart. I will miss you, my friend. Dazzle the stars with your smile. Glow of the moon dances in your eyes. Knowing you was worthwhile. There you go.
Sweet.
Okay.
So powerful.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
No,
You didn't have a choice, did you?
I enjoy your work.
Joy says that she loves your poem so much, Michael, and thanks you for that. And did your dad or any of your he wants to Bernardo wants to know if your dad or other members of your family heard that poem, Michael.
Yes, I did share it with my dad a couple of years. No, actually, it was last year. I shared it with him. He and I were just sitting in his room, and I said, "Daddy, I wrote this poem for you, and I just want to say it to you when it's just you and I sitting here." And he listened, and then we talked about him playing baseball and how he loved it, and it was a really nice moment between he and I, and one I'll never forget.
Wonderful.
That was the icing on the cake, wasn't it? I mean, that was, that's a treasured memory forever.
Yeah.
Wow. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you, Joy. She said lovely, Annette. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So we've come across our hour-long thing, but we will get again eventually together again eventually. What I want to do is have you all share some poems on the exit. If you want to recite one poem, two poems, whatever you want to recite on the exit of the show and share with all, that would be wonderful.
Annette, I didn't get a chance to do one this round. Michael did his, you did yours. I didn't get a chance to do one.
You go do your thing. You do
So
your
I
thing.
have, I'm going to do one. When Michael did the one for his dad, I thought of one of my signature pieces, and it's "I'll Always Be Daddy's Girl." I want to dance with my daddy again too. I want to be his little girl, so happy and true. I want to whisper words and watch Dad smile. I want to hear him say, "Too bad they can't stay small a longer while." I'll always be Daddy's girl. I want to wake in the morning to Dad's melodic, mellow songs. I want to feel safe and warm and strong as Daddy holds me in his arms. I want to hear him say, "Is everybody happy?" Then send me on a chore saying, "You're not back yet, girl? Make it snappy." I want to listen to Dad's wit and wisdom all night. I want to have Dad hug me and say, "Everything's going to be all right." I want to turn back the hands of time and in my daily life feel Dad's love shine. I'll always be Daddy's girl. Dedicated to my dad, Daniel Levi Beverly Sr. I love you, Daddy, and I miss you, and I think of you daily, especially at this time of year.
Yes. Wow.
And weren't your parents poets too, or writers, or I know they were lovers of literature?
Yes, I did say my parents were poets in their own right because my dad used to wake us up with poetry in the morning. He used to recite "In the Morning" by Paul Laurence Dunbar. And he did that for all of his children in the morning, but he also did it to any grandchildren that had spent the night or stayed with them for a while. They remember Granddaddy saying, "Liza, Liza, bless the Lord, don't you know these days abroad? Bet you better get up, you scamp, or there'll be trouble in this year camp. Look at your head, look just like a feather bed. But if I come across that floor, you won't have no time to snow." So anyway, Dad did that, and he did a couple other ones. Mommy did a lot of Shakespeare, and that was what we did for fun in the house. We had talent shows, and everybody had their poems that they recited. We did Robert Louis Stevenson, a Child's Garden of Verses, and a lot of different things like that.
Nice. That's what lovely memories. And so, I mean, I think it's great that your parents love poetry and literature and so forth. That's wonderful. And
Yeah, we went to the library. It didn't cost. We did to the library and to the museums. We did all the things that didn't cost us. Art gallery that didn't cost my dad money to take us out on his permit, and on the streetcar. We used to ride the streetcar with him, and he had a weekly permit that he used to go to work, and on the weekends it was free for all of us. That was in
you don't have to
Washington.
have money to have class and culture. So
So they gave it to us.
yeah, very
Thank you.
good. They sounds like you had wonderful parents.
I
You
did.
must have had a very joyful house.
Yes, very much so.
Very
Amazing.
good. So
Yeah.
yes, Lady Di, you will surely always be Daddy's girl.
Yes,
And
Sister Joy, thank you.
the Marine,
Always
is
like
that a
Oh,
poem?
yes, that's
Is that
right.
a poem?
Bernardo, my father, was a Marine also, and I received the gold medal from President Obama and the Marines, Montfort Point Marines. So that was a couple of years ago. Thank you, Bernardo. And letters and certificates and all kinds of things. They gave me that. That program,
Wow.
that program was something else. But my father was one of the Montfort Point Marines. They were the African American Marines that first to become a Marine, the first ever Marines,
Very
African,
nice.
first Black Marines.
Wow.
Kept saying that.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
and it's a few of them still living. Yeah, they must have been a little younger than my dad.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, they came to the event. The event was
Wow.
at Bolden Air Force Base, held on Bolden Air Force Base.
That is so lovely. What a wonderful memory. Your dad sounds like he left his own legacy.
Yeah, well,
So that's wonderful.
Daddy didn't even talk about the Marines that much. He used to say, they were strong and forgot their slogan. Maybe my friend Bernardo can put that in there for me.
Oh, the
Marines,
strong, yeah, what their little, do you know what
strong.
that is, Michael? The strong,
No, I
no,
don't.
I don't know.
I know
Maybe.
it, but it's one of those moments. So
Yeah, Bernardo might come up with it. So
Bernardo is a vet too. Bernardo was in the Navy, I believe. And
yeah, he
I
very
know
well
he's a
might know
vet.
what it is.
And I have a sister, Donna. Donna was vet. She's a vet too. Let's see, she was in the Army. And out of
Is
all
she the one?
nine
Is
of
she the one that's the artist? Is she the
no,
artist?
that's Karen. Karen is the artist. God gave her that good talent a month or so after mommy passed, after we buried mom. A Few Good Men. That's A Few Good Men. But another thing, that is one of them. A Few Good Men. But something strong into something other. But thank you, Bernardo, for that. But so Karen paints.
The
I
Few, the
really,
Proud, the Marines. Yeah, I think that's the one I remember. The Few, the Proud, the
okay.
Marines.
Okay,
Wow.
thank you, Sister Joy. See how good the collective
Uh,
voices are to me? we
they
love each
are
we
they
love
are
each
there
other
for you.
so
They got
much.
your back. They
It's
have your
really
back.
nice to have somebody that close to you that just support what you do. All those friends that I have and everything. But
Yeah.
I know they have plenty of things they could do, but they come on here to support me, while I'm doing my show, and that's how we do each other.
I think that is wonderful. It's great when you have people who have the same love and passion and you support each other in what you do. As I passionately support everything everyone has and their successes. Michael, do you have anything, darling, that you want to share?
Yes, I would like to share one or two. The Lord placed this one on my heart to share it. And I've shared it before on this program. Maybe it's the last time we all were together, and maybe it's on the show. It's titled God Hug Me Today.
Mm.
God hugged me today. I didn't ask him to do it, yet he did it anyway. He held me in the warmth of his arms, and during that instant, the whole world changed. My heart opened up to receive the magnitude of his blessings, and at that moment I knew all was right, all was good, all was God. God talked to me today. I did not ask him to do it, yet he did it anyway. He opened his mouth, and during that instant, the conditions in which I live changed. His soothing words calmed the troubled waters of my weary soul. And at that moment, I knew all was right, all was good, all was God. God walked with me today. I did not ask him to do it, but he did it anyway. He took my hand, and during that instant, the ground beneath me changed. The rough stones of despair that had cut and bruised my feet throughout my life turned into building clouds of hope, of dreams, and peace. And at that moment, I knew all was right, all was good, all was God.
Mm.
God cried with me today. I did not ask him to do it, but he did it anyway. He knelt down beside me, and during that instant, the air I breathed changed. As each precious teardrop touched my body, I was healed of all pain and all sadness. And at that moment, I knew all was right, all was good, all was God. God loved me today. I did not ask him to do it, yet he did it anyway. And during that instant, my life changed. He had allowed his only begotten son, Jesus, to die for my sins. And I realized that his love for me was greater than any love I would ever know. And at that moment, I knew all is right, all is good, all is God. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
Beautiful,
Yes,
beautiful.
it was. It was,
Always
and
with us.
God does love you, is right, and
I
He's
love it.
blessed you with that gift that you
God
have.
loves all of us.
So,
He loves us.
Yes,
yeah,
he loves
And we
us.
didn't ask him to do it, yet he did it anyway. And all is right, all is good, all is God.
All is God.
yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah, beautiful.
Amen. Amen.
You're a gift, a gift, a gift. I am.
Yes.
As the holiday seasons come, Thanksgiving and then Christmas and so forth, you often think of those things. You get more sentimental and think of the things that have value in your life. And
Yes.
I can't tell you how much I value people like you and friends like you that have become so near and dear to my heart. You both are um, beautiful, wonderful people who I greatly admire and have a lot of admiration, respect for, and truly cherish your friendship. So thank you so much for coming into my life and blessing me with your greatness. And
Yes. Thank
really
you.
God
appreciate
bless
you
us.
so much.
Thank you. Are you going to do another one, Annette, or I will?
Why don't you go ahead? I think I'm shutting me down for the night. I'm just not feeling nothing's coming to me. So go ahead and you do one. I'm gonna give the stage back to you, Lady Di.
Okay. This poem reminds me of childhood winter. He waited for her, daydreaming as far back as she could remember. One of her favorite things to do, staring out the window, viewing the tallest pine trees' snow-covered tops, watching squirrels hop from one branch to another. Far off in distance, a little boy hops on his sleigh, zooms down the hill. As she peers over the sill, she sees a little girl dressed in a snowsuit, matching hat and gloves, and shiny red boots. Reluctantly ease to her sleigh. Down the embankment, she flies, screaming to the top of her voice, eyes big and open wide, happy, excited, thrilled. The boy was at the bottom of the hill. Yes, he waited for her.
Wow. Wow.
That is beautiful, beautiful.
Thank
Um,
you. That's
I
in my
actually
book.
was. That is gorgeous.
Yes.
Is that the book that just came out, Ladies' Eyes?
Yes, it is. A Kiss of Curiosity. Yes, it's in that book.
Very good. Very good. I wasn't going to read another one, but I think I will, and this is in honor of Nikki Giovanni too, because it's called The Legacy of a Life, and this probably might resonate with the writer because but it's the legacy of a life. Born into this world, uniquely created, there will never be another replica of you. As we journey through life, we leave behind our legacy, our imprint, our stamp. What attributes do we possess that pinnacle us to the forefront of one's attentions? A look, a smile, a glance, a laugh, a voice, soon forgotten after one's departure, if not captured. What have we left behind that will impact the future generations to sustain the memory of self? Did we impart wisdom that will remain current in the annals of time and sparks the memory of you? The smell of your cologne no longer lingers on a once scented handkerchief, the edges now frayed. The frailty of photographs stored in a box, images fading with age, subjects lost in a time warp, taken for granted, given little thought while alive. The poet's works are rediscovered as the poet's children mull over the works once created, talents once hidden and now exposed, lessons of life, sage wisdom, in simplistic words, yet choreographed with complexity, ink on the stark white pages, through the years worn with use, paying homage to the legacy of a life. There you go. Legacy of a life. All
Wow.
right, that's all the contributions I have for this evening,
Well,
kids.
I think we started with a tribute to Nikki, and maybe we're closing with a tribute to Nikki.
Yeah, that's
You know?
probably a good place to start. Yeah. Um, so one thing on our exit, um, I think what I'll do is just go ahead and share whatever greeting or departure thing that you want to share with the audience and others, and any wishes or whatever you want to put out there. So, Michael, would you like to go first?
All right, then. I wish everyone a joyous holiday season filled with love, happiness, peace, prosperity, all those things that will make 2025 a good year. Thank you.
Indeed, indeed,
Yes,
indeed.
very much
Lady
so.
Di?
Thank you. Happy holidays to everyone. Whatever it is that you celebrate, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, just have a good time. Be generous and give to some others. And as both of you have mentioned, give a surprise to somebody, touch somebody. I say touch them with something tangible. A smile is good, but something even more would be really nice. I hope
Yeah,
I'm one of those recipients. But
indeed.
have a great holiday. And also, I like Kwanzaa because I definitely celebrate Christmas, but I like Kwanzaa starting on the 26th of December because it has 7 principles, and I like to incorporate those. And we always start out, saying what each one of those principles are, and lighting a candle for that particular day. And I just hope that if you've never done it, seek some information about that and incorporate that into your life.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank
Yes, thank you indeed. So thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you. If you want to share this with others, that would be great. It'll be posted on YouTube afterwards. And I thank my dear friends, Michael and Lady Di. Thank you so much for joining me. Always a pleasure. Always love hearing you all. Love and blessings to everyone. Have a wonderful holiday, and may love fill your heart and soul. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone.
The
Right.
Treasurable Trio. The
All right. Happy
That's
holidays,
right.
everyone.
Treasurable Trio. That's right.
Right.
Bye, y'all. Take care.